deep south Thailand. Right? So I did this research since 2018. Okay, and I think it got something to be shared, especially how we conduct research uh, in terms of action research with using participatory research. All right. So first of all, actually, I've been to Philippines a couple of times. Okay, since 2014, I've been to Manila. Okay, I went to meet uh, the senator. Okay, and I also visited M Mindanao State University. Okay, I got a warm welcome from Dr. Wardah and also Professor Muntia, and also ex uh, rector Dr. Salam, if not mistaken. All right, it was very memorable time for me. Okay, so let me start with my topic. Okay, the concept of cultural sensitivity. As you know, Thailand we are considered as one of the multicultural society, even though Buddhists are majority population. However, in the south, a majority are Muslims. So, terms of cultural sensitivity is very important for us. Okay, to infuse this kind of things to for our students. All right. So actually, cultural sensitivity is something intended to develop ability, okay, to work with others, which is emphasized by UNESCO. It's one of the competency for 21st century. Yes. So if you can see this picture, okay, you can see he's European and this guy is Japanese. All right. So there are differences among how to greet. Okay, if we know each other, so we can understand each other too. Next, okay, this is in southern Thailand. Okay, even though Muslim are majority, but we live together with the Buddhist. Okay, you can see this picture is this Muslim guy who helped the Buddhist monk. Okay, to entertain him, to support him. Sometimes we can see this kind of picture, this kind of scenario in this our area. Okay, but however, since 2004, so there are a conflict and violence, which is make Muslim and Buddhist not really close like in the past. All right. So I try to come up with some program, okay, to assist or to shorten the gap between Muslim, Buddhist, or other races in our community. I use my concept. I call it Koala. Actually, I got it when I was in Australia. I was funded by the government of the Australian government. Okay, to to go and get some a small research over there about multiculturalism. Okay, and from there, so I got the Koala Model, which is comprised of five keywords. Okay, knowledge, open space, activities, languages, and how to produce active citizen. This is the lesson learned from Australia. When I come back to my country, okay, I transform this Koala model to Ta'aruf model. Ta'aruf is mean I derive from the Quran. Ta'aruf is mean introduce, okay, which is said by Allah. He created people and he need people to interact to know each other. So I use the term ta'aruf to come out with some activities, okay, to enhance the student learn and to practice cultural sensitivity. All right. So from this concept, I have published some article, one in English and one two in Thai, so you can see. All right. So setting. When you want to do a participatory research, action research, the very important thing is you have to choose the setting, which is uh, can give you a good cooperation. Okay, and I choose one of the school in Pattani. Okay, Decha Patana Yanukun School. Okay, actually it's a public school located in the town, the downtown. It was established nearly 100 years. Formerly, it is a girl school, but become a co-educational school afterward. This school is a mix between Buddhist and Muslim, so it's a good setting, okay, to do action research, which is have 2 or 3 races together. For my technique, I'm not sure whether I'm faster or not, okay, but there you can ask the question later if you do not understand. I apply at the model. I'll tell you later. Okay. So I put P. P is stand from participatory research. Okay. Actually, there are 5 process. Okay. I start with analyze. Okay. So all activities supposed to based on what the data that we properly analyze. Okay, and we got some idea from teacher, peace building, expert, a researcher, teacher, students, and student council representative. Okay, what they want actually, and what is the problem, the real problem. I use the group discussion, and what I got is a problem among Muslim student and a Buddhist student about cultural sensitivity. Okay, once I know the problem, okay, or you know the problem, so next step is you design and you develop the lesson program, the lesson or activities program. Okay, so from here I got a workshop and I asked a teacher, researcher, and teacher student, okay, to join us and come out with the learning process program. It's not my idea per se, but this is the uh, 3 groups idea. Okay, it's like we are sharing something and we come out with the learning process program. Next, okay, sorry, once we got the program, okay, so I try to test whether it's work or not. So I come out with a camp. We have a 2-day camp. Okay, our participant is student. So to try out with what we have produced, what we have proposed, is it uh, effective or not? All right. So after 2 days camp, 2-day workshop, okay, for students. So I evaluated this program, okay, by group discussion. So I ask teacher and researcher. So we sit together and then we just talk, okay. What do you think about 2-day program that we already conducted? All right. And another one is I evaluate the student knowledge, either before and after. Is there any differences? Okay, after the joining our program. Next, okay, once we know the result, okay, our last stage is scale up, okay, to see what we're going to improve our program for continuing our program. All right. If you can notice the paddies, techniques actually is came from ADDI model. Okay, I think it's quite familiar for you all since you're from educational field. Okay, actually, every instructional program must start with analyze. Okay, the first step. So analyze your situation, understanding the gap that you need to fill. In my case, is what is going on with the, or what's wrong with my participant, the student among Muslim and Buddhist student. All right. Then double D is design and develop. So you come out with something. Either it's gonna be a lesson learn, activities or anything, and then you have to try. Okay, to test it. All right. And then next is to evaluate. But for my study, so I add more stage, which is called scale up. Okay, because ID is just something is just idea, but when you are conduct something, okay, you need to modify it and continue your projects. It's like PDCA. Okay, so this is the original of my model. Okay, PADIS is from ADIS. All right, for the result, okay, so it can be point out into two factor. Okay, the group discussion were conducted twice with an in-depth interview, and the result revealed the factor influencing the Muslim student towards cultural sensitivity can be categorized into two factors. The first is basic knowledge of Islamic teaching. Okay, the Islamic knowledge somehow is limited. Some students did not have opportunities to get basic Islamic knowledge. So this tendency is seen especially in family with a reversed or converted parent. The situation leads Muslim students to understand Islamic manners and how to behave it accurately. Okay, the second factor is cultural adaptation. For students who moved from private Islamic school to standard school when they were in Matayum 4, okay, they need time to learn to adapt themselves, okay, to the new environment where Muslim and Buddhist share the same public space and activity together. For your information, okay, 80% of Muslim students in my area, okay, they attended Islamic school, not a public school. Only 20% who attended in public school. So by attending in Islamic school, it means all is 100% are Muslim. So there are no chance to interact with the other religion, other race. Okay, but when they move to or they change school, so they will learn a new thing. They will learn how to live together, what do and don'ts, okay, in school. All right. So some students have never had non-Muslim before. This is the first time for them. Okay. So yes, this is two factors. All right. So from two factors just now, and I mean the this one is from my first step analyze. All right. So after interviewing student in deep interview, so this is two factors. I know already there are two factors, which is in fact the student cultural sensitivity. Then I come out, this is design and develop. All right, come out with the lesson activities. So I use a Koala Model, which is I already presented, and also I put Islamic teaching in cultural sensitivity. So I believe that we can use the beauty of Islam. We can live together using Islamic authentic teaching. All right, and then the most important thing, the program or activity which is I will come out, I will produce should fit Thai context. Okay, not just the Muslim community, but should be fitted for Thai context too. Then from here, okay, from two factors and the idea of cultural sensitivity, so I come out with the Ta'aruf activities, which is comprised of five um, activities. The first is Ta'aruf, okay. Second, okay, I love to analyze, so I asked, I want to student to analyze, to have analytical thinking, and to practice the relationship between different culture, to understand and to come up with something, okay, for them. So there are five steps, five activities according to my developed lesson plan. So this is Ta'aruf, okay. Ta'aruf model actually are derived from the Quranic verses. What the Quran say about uh, living together. Okay, the translation is written in Malay. Okay, Bahasa Malaysia. Actually, our mother tongue is Bahasa Melayu. In Malay, actually, we are Malay. All right. So next, analyze. I use the short film, which is produced by a student. Okay, actually very quite interesting. Um, the student will assign to answer the current situation about cultural sensitivity in the school by watching this film, which is a film by their senior student and won the prize of Pergaduan Teman, or we have a conflict, but how to live with the friend. I'm not really sure this in Malay terms. Okay, uh, which is organized by Sirinton Anthropology Center. Okay, the organization with its well for multicultural activities. The story is about conflict in a school that Muslim students try to make a halal kitchen where pork is prohibited. Okay, if you are interested, so you can watch this. You just go YouTube, okay, and type the final lunch. It's just 6 minutes, if not mistaken, but it's very good story. Okay, actually there is no end. It just leave something like let student design what going on. Okay, that's a good idea for practicing analytical thinking. Okay. Then the next activity is relationship. In this activity, okay, attempt to help students to learn to have relationship with the different people in society, especially between Muslim and non-Muslim. So they will learn manners or adapt, okay, and limitation, do and don'ts from their senior students. It's kind of sharing, okay, the activities. Next is understand. The student will be asked for collectively come up with a small project, meaning to say they have to work together and come up with a project for one semester in order to learn how to live peacefully in the school by promoting mutual understanding. Okay, not just learning. Okay, they supposed to come out with something. This is kind of participatory action research. Okay, we not just let them know, we also need them to come out something, the idea based on their I mean based on them. All right, next, after presenting ideas, so we ask them to join again and then presented their project. Okay, and on that time the principal also join us, okay, to see whether it's possible to continue the project or not. All right, this is the activities that I proposed. So for conclusion, Okay, the study presented just preliminary study result, okay, for enhancing cultural sensitivity, okay, using ta'aruf. But above all, this is the method that I want to share you all, okay, how to conduct action research with participatory. Okay, you can use all stakeholders to join your project, your research. Okay, which is I believe that using this method you will get very good or better result. All right, and I got some partially funded, supported from Surinton Anthropology Center to conducting my project. All right, this is all uh, my presentation. Okay. Yes, it's time for a question. I'm not really sure whether it's a fast or not. All right. Um, yes, if you have a question, either you can uh, talk using the Zoom or you can directly chat through inbox.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Sayu, for sharing with us your knowledge and expertise in the field of participatory action research. I believe everyone will have a reawakening when it comes to our enthusiasm for conducting researches. Once again, thank you, Dr. Sayu Kopkunka. I
Top.
hope I did it right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we will entertain questions, on behalf of the College of Education, Department of Secondary Teaching, and the Young
Assalamualaikum
Researchers Club,
warahmatullahi
I would
wabarakatuh.
like to present
Welcome
a
everyone
certificate of recognition to our resource speaker,
in this
Dr.
research
Sa
webinar
Yu.
series
Thank you.
Allow me to read its
organized by the
citation.
College of Education, Office of the
Mindanao
Young
State
Children's Social
University,
Services.
ay, excuse me, uh, please project the certificate. I cannot see the certificate. Excuse me.
I first met him in Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome
Salam.
everyone
Okay.
and thank you for joining us in this sixth research webinar series organized by the College of Education, Office.
Sorry for the technical problem, sir. Sorry for the technical problem. Okay. So allow me to read the citation of the
Yes.
Certificate of Recognition for Dr. Sa Yu. Mindanao State University, College of Education, Marawi City, Department of Secondary Teaching, Office of the Research and Extension Services, said Young Researchers Club, present this Certificate of Recognition to Dr. Samsu Sayu in grateful recognition and appreciation of his lofty thoughts, brilliant ideas, and rich experiences shared with the topic conducting participatory action research, a lesson learned from the ROOF program for enhancing the cultural sensitivity among Muslim high school students in deep South Thailand during the sixth said research webinar series held on December 27, 2020. Signed, Dr. Montia Jamila D. Sarip, the Dean of the College of Education. Signed, Florencio de Ricolito Jr., the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Signed, Teresita O. Poblete, Vice Chancellor for Research, Extension, and Development. Signed, Professor Rosnia G. Tamano, Extension Coordinator and YRC Junior Advisor. Signed, Dr. Warda Digimba, Research Coordinator and YRC Senior Advisor. Signed, Ms. Rehani Impangkuga, the YRC President. And signed by yours truly, Professor Lutis Bidagisunan, the Chair of the Secondary Teaching Department. Thank you very much and congratulations, Dr.
Thank
Sayu.
you.
Okay, so I will now give the time to Professor Lian Kimada to facilitate the question and answer. Ma'am Lian.
Thank you so much, Maglotis. So pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. So once again, I'm Lian Kimada, your facilitator for this open forum. So right now, I received a lot of questions from our students who are watching via Facebook Live. But I think we will, by time constraint, we will just select or entertain some question from our participants. Okay, sir. So one of the question is from Eliza B. Tubasan.
Mhm.
How do you promote cultural sensitivity in the classroom?
Um, Normally we choose the method, the democratic teaching method, okay, which is uh, we let them talk and listening together, respect each other. Okay, I believe that cultural sensitivity to be taught properly in classroom. Okay, classroom represent the whole community, meaning to say that in one classroom it comprised of many races, and the student have to learn, okay, how to behave, the manner, and respect each other from the classroom. Okay, what I use is, like I said, the democratic teaching method. Okay, they can express whatever they believe. um, they have to listen their friend, respect the idea, either the idea is agree or disagree with him. Okay, that's the first method. The second method, I use the communities community of philosophical inquiry. Okay, maybe I will share you this very good teaching method to enhance cultural sensitivity. Okay, we come out with activities. We have a stimulus and let them ask the question. We vote for the best question. We bring it in the classroom and we have a dialogue. The word dialogue is very, very important for classroom to enhance this kind of activities. Yes. Did I answer the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So another question um, from Aisa Maimana.
All right.
How and when we can use the ADI model in conducting a research?
Actually, ADDI is just a concept. Okay, ADDI is you can apply in not just only action research. In any instructional lesson, you can use the ADDI. ADDI is just a concept. Okay, but for myself, I just modify ADDIs. Okay, I put participatory. I mean, every stage of ADDI should be participated by my stakeholders. Okay, and I add more stage. It's a scale up, which is I believe that AD is just a very short process without a scale up, so you cannot modify or continue your project. Yes, so AD is just a concept. You can use any, not just only action research. Okay, in any project, or it just kind of uh, uh, what do you call it? The process, right? You call? Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So I have another question.
Yes.
This question is from Professor Alvin Flores.
All right.
So he's asking if how far has your proposed program been implementation in the grassroots of education in your area?
All right. Now I was assigned to teach the subject called the multicultural education. So I used my model to teach my student. Okay, at least they know what do you call the concept of the workshop. When you want to teach student, you can use my model. Okay, another thing, I'm very fortunate to get a chance from the government to train the police who are joining our government in our area to learn about uh, cultural sensitivity. So I modified a bit from ta'aruf, so become a cultural cop or cultural police. But the method almost the same. Okay, I start with ADIS, okay, analyze, but instead of using participant from school, so I just took police, okay, and run through 5 stages. So I got another model for police, but the concept is the same. It means ta'aruf for police. And now just last week, okay, the central government just offered me, asked me to help them to train a new government servant about uh, cultural sensitivity. They are not from my area, but have to work here. So this competency is very important. So this is opportunity of myself to expand my knowledge to society. Yes.
Yes, sir. So thank you, sir. According to Sir Alvin, it was an excellent extension program.
Yes. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, sir. So another question is from this question is from a, stu- a student named uh, Fatma Aliyah MT
Yes.
Iman.
Yes.
So since it is participatory action research, how did the researcher approach those students to participate actively, given the fact that it's about the differences of culture?
Mm-hmm. Actually, our activity is mainly it's not kind of lecturing. Okay, it's an activity asking students to think and share their idea. Okay, so they will actively participate in all the stages. I am not the main contributor for the or the main actor. I just do it like a facilitator, just facilitate them. But the role of uh, playing a game or answering or something is based on student role. So yes, this is my idea. I'm not really sure whether you understand or not.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And then I think we will be entertaining last two more questions. Okay, so uh, I still have questions, sir. This question is from Mama Kulnur Laila. So he's asking if what motivates you, sir, to conduct your study in the school you selected, the Muslims and Buddhist students there, because chaos regarding with cultural relativity. I
Mhm.
hope it's understandable.
Um, yes, my motivation is I am Muslim and I live in my area. I am become majority because most of Deep South are Muslim majority. Okay, but when I went to Bangkok or Chiang Mai, I am become minority. Okay, so we have uh, the problem of Islamophobia in my country. Okay, so in order to solve this problem, I think we have to teach our student, our people to learn about this concept. Unless they cannot stay or live in majority, and at the same time, they cannot encounter the Islamophobia stream, and if we cannot handle it, so um, yeah, it gonna be problem later. So this is my motivation uh, to conduct this research.
Sir, thank you so much. Okay, so one last more question. This question is from Bimbas uh, Juha, Juhara. So we live in this world that we know that it is evolving. Do you think, sir, we can still maintain our cultural sensitivity?
Come again.
Okay, she's asking if can we still maintain our cultural sensitivity? That's from Bimbas.
I don't get I don't understand the question. Can you explain more?
Okay, so she's asking if we're living in the world that we know that it is evolving. Do you think, sir, we can still maintain our cultural sensitivity?
All right. I think cultural sensitivity is the 21st century competency. Okay. Um, it's supposed to be infused to our student and all the people, because if we lead in uh, we have to go beyond a nationality. We are a global citizen. All right. So the terms of cultural sensitivity is very very important, and we have to maintain it. If you want to go beyond than your country, you want to become a global citizen. This idea is very very crucial to remain it. Yes. I'm not sure whether I understood or not your question.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. That's understood, sir. Okay, so that would be the last question.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, thank you so much, Dr. Samsung Sayu, for answering all the queries of our participants.
It's my
Uh,
pleasure.
okay, sir. So, Mom Lotis,
Lian.
um,
Okay. So once again, thank you very much, Dr. Sayu, for your time.
Yes, thank
And
you.
of course, for addressing well the questions of
Mm-hmm.
our participants.
Mm-hmm.
We hope to be working with you more in
Sure,
our
inshallah.
future endeavors.
Inshallah. Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, thank you, thank you, Dr. Baradatu.
Okay, so I hope everyone is learning a lot from this afternoon's webinar. Before we formally end our program, I would like to invite everyone for another event. The Department of Secondary Teaching, again in partnership with the Young Researchers Club and the Office of the Research and Extension Services of the College of Education, will hold its first College of Education in-house research spotlight on December 30. On this event, some faculty members of the college will showcase the researches through virtual research presentations. So for some information about this event, if you are interested, you can visit the Facebook page of the Department of Secondary Teaching. Okay, so I would like also to say thank you to all of our participants, especially those coming from other schools. We have here participants from MSU External High School, particularly in the MSU Malabang High School. We have also participants from Senator Ninoy Aquino School Foundation. We have participants who are actually alumni of the College of Education, our students, the faculty members of the College of Education, and of course, our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, Dr. Sa Yu. Thank you, everyone. To formally close our program, join us all as we sing the Mindanao State University hymn. Okay, so before we leave from this platform, we will have our traditional photo ops. I will give the floor to our photographer, Sir Ferns. Come on, Sir Ferns.
Good afternoon, everyone. May I request everyone to open their camera for the photo opportunity. Okay, everyone. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Last one. Thank you so much.